Are you looking for your first project car? Don't want to bust the budget and don't want to do body work? Stick around after the jump. Welcome to the channel. My name's Grant Tommy, helping you build your hot rod and your confidence without a ton of money. And today I'm giving you my top 5 cheapest intro level project cars heading into 2021. And so, well, first off, I'm going to lay out some rules to what to expect in this episode. But the reason I'm taking the approach I'm taking is, I like to always say offbeat hot rodding. And when I say helping you build your hot rod and your confidence without a ton of money, well, the not a ton of money part, I feel like the best thing you can do for yourself is finding a car in great shape, like Project Low Fairmont, that's cheap out of the gate. And, that's just gonna free up monies for the rest of the project. But anyway, here are the rules that we're gonna use today. I went to Facebook Marketplace and I typed in $3,200. Why did I use $3,200? Well, I have this general rule of thumb. I call it the 90% rule, thinking that if you show up, especially at this price point, with 90% of the asking price in cash and put it in one pocket, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be able to hand that wad of cash over, cash is king, and walk away with that project car. Obviously, when you take 10% off of $3,200, you are under $3,000. We filtered by $3,200, and I started to just scroll through and look for market trends that also pinged these 3 things. Complete car that you can drive home that's V8 powered and rear wheel drive. We excluded trucks for this go around, but like I said, I was just looking for trends, what seemed to show up more and more. But there are the rules. It is 5-Minute Friday, so let's get 5 minutes on the clock and let's get started. Number 1, we're gonna go with 1965 to 1973 Chrysler C-bodies. Yes, those big tanks, those big boats. In my search, what I found as the pattern were Chrysler Newports. But don't be afraid to do a Chrysler New Yorker, Chrysler 300, Dodge Polara, maybe a Plymouth Fury of this era. The cool thing about these cars, you can find some in 2-door iterations, but even if you had to settle for a 4-door and do the old Adam from Mob Steel look of just slamming it on some bags and some Detroit steel wheels, I mean, it's gonna be a cool car that's gonna most likely come with nothing short of a 383 big block. So you get entry level big block power and just build a cool summer cruiser. And I look at this one that I found on Facebook Marketplace and I can't help but think, hey, somebody should take this and turn this into the Mopar version of my buddy Project 395 on Instagram. Number 2, while I was tempted to pick a Lincoln Mark 7, of course, because I am a Fox body guy, it's hard to actually ignore the fact that the Mark 8s seem to be a fairly plentiful platform, and we can even extend that over to the kind of similar era, like 92 to 98 Thunderbird and Mercury Cougar as well if you really want. But I'm gonna focus on the Mark 8, just like my boy Isaiah 3G on Instagram. You can build a pretty killer, unique ride that comes with the mod motor, the 4.6, but the 32 valve version, and independent rear suspension. So what's not to like between those 2 things? It's basically the luxury man's prototype for Ford Mustang Cobra. Number 3, 3rd gen Firebirds. Yeah, I'm not gonna say 3rd gen F bodies because actually they're making a comeback, at least on the Camaro side of things. And I think I speak for a lot of people. Pontiac, while it dominated styling for most of its time from the 60s through 70s and did a great job, I think the Camaro wins out and actually has the better 80s styling through that generation. But for what it is, you can find Firebirds on the cheap, in good shape, and fairly plentiful. So why don't you ride the 3rd gen Camaro craze and be the first guy to build a 3rd gen Firebird. Number 4, well, if your name's John Hunkins, you're gonna be really excited because I'm gonna talk about your 1973 to 1977 GM A bodies. Of course, John's gonna wanna always focus on the Chevy Malibu Laguna, but I'll be honest, if you're looking for one specific make or model of this era, it's gonna be hard to find what you want. But if you're open to any of them, the whole stratosphere of a Cutlass, a Grand Prix, a Chevelle, or Malibu, I guess, then I think there's a really good chance this was a trend. You can find these cars in good shape. You just can't necessarily be picky on, I want this one. So I think these are great cars. They're odd bodies, that OPEC era, but they're getting more and more popular. A little harder to find, but I think they're great candidates for some starter projects. Number 5. Okay, we all like Tri-5 Chevys, but those are near impossible to find. So why not pick on the, well, we'll put Buick to the side because a 56 Buick's a pretty dang hard to find, sought after car. But why not Pontiac and Oldsmobile? On my search, I found at least 3 different Pontiac Chieftains or Super Chiefs in that 55 to 57 era. And so again, yeah, it's not what everybody wants, but it still shares a lot of the same like headlight styling and things like that. This does bend the rules a little bit. It's gonna be hard to find one that you can drive home. You might have to trailer it, but otherwise, they were still great, complete cars with a nice patina, a ton of styling and potential to turn into something your own. All right, we'll finish up with a little bit of an honorable mention. We will throw the Panther Platform in there just for you, Jason, because they're great candidates. You'll get V8 power, rear wheel drive, but I think we all kind of know this. You didn't need to watch my video to know that these are great entry-level cars. So I put it at honorable mention just because it's a little more mainstream. I wanted to find some little more off-the-wall ideas, but these were trends in my market, in my area. I hope you enjoyed this one. I don't know how we're doing on time, but thanks for tuning in. I've been having fun with 5 Minute Fridays again. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I don't care which one you do, as long as you do one. It really helps out the channel. If you want to catch up on some of my other first 5 Minute Fridays, over here. Here. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week.